call the public hearing for the proposed consolidated annual budget for fiscal year 2022 to order. And since this is the first one of these that I've ever done, my understanding is we now open up for anyone who wants to come forward and ask us any questions. So if so, please step forward and give your name and address for the record. Oh, we've got somebody. Fantastic. Welcome, sir. If you could give your name and address for the record.
Gladly. Well, actually, if I could withhold my address. Kenton Macon.
Oh, hey, Mr. Macon, I recognize you with the mask on.
Quite all right. Fairly familiar face around here, yes.
I know you're just not going to make
Had a chance to look at the budget. Few pages. Had a few pages. A few hundred. Two pressing concerns.
Mm-hmm.
The first, the distribution of the general fund expenditures, particularly as it relates to what constitutes public safety and general government, takes up a significant portion of the expenditures to the tune of more than 3/4. I want to say that for public safety, it's 45%. The general fund, excuse me, the general government is 32%. That is disconcerting when I just think about, just so many things that we're lacking here in North Augusta. And I'll come back to that shortly. I do want to speak to the public safety piece from a transparency standpoint. Public safety, as you all know, constitutes police, fire, and animal control. As it is listed in the budget, it's somewhat difficult to really see what's going to animal control, what's going to fire, what's going to police. Any clarity in that regard moving forward will be greatly appreciated. But I do just want to speak to where I think there are just some opportunities that can and should be looked at with the budget, particularly with transit, particularly as it relates to anti-poverty initiatives. I've come to you all previously, having spoken about those on behalf of North Augusta, on behalf of the community. I have the good fortune to do different events, minor things, turkey giveaways, book bag giveaways, and I just see that while those events are important, there are far more pressing concerns when I see, homeless people in the rain pushing carts, when I see people who have lack of access, lack of transportation. I just believe that we have an opportunity here in North Augusta to speak to those issues, particularly when we have the opportunity to come together and talk about the budget. That's the long and the short of it. I appreciate you all hearing me out.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, yeah, right. one last chance if anyone is in the audience. Okay, then we'll close the public hearing. Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to call the October 18th, 2021 City of North Augusta regular City Council meeting to order. If you would, you are welcome to join me in prayer. Dear God, I lift up this council to you, Lord. I ask that we have a servant heart that is open to discern what is in the best interest as we do the work of the city. I ask that you give us a purposeful resolve as we listen to our citizens and each other as we strive to honor you in our decisions. If you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll do our roll call. Going from my left, you state your name for the record, please.
Eric Presnell. David McGee.
Pat Carpenter.
Britton Williams.
Bob Brooks.
Jennifer McCauley.
Kevin Toole.
Okay, item 4, approval of minutes. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the regular city council meeting minutes of October the 4th, 2021, or the study session minutes of October the 11th, 2021? Here none, they stand approved as distributed. Okay, this is another fun part of the job. Employee of the quarter, July, August, and September, or if Miss Letitia Reese would step forward and meet me in the front.
All smiles. Big smiles.
The City of North Augusta Employee Recognition Committee would like to recognize the Employee of the Quarter for July, August, September, Miss Letitia Reese. And I told her when I first met her, when she first joined, that she gave me permission that I call her Stacy because she knew that's one word I can't mess up, Stacy. But anyway, the planning technician for the Planning and Development Department. Stacy started her employment with the City of North Augusta in March of 2021. As Secretary for Engineering and Planning, she was promoted to Planning Technician on May the 12th, 2021. While she does not have a lengthy tenure with the city at this point, she has been an invaluable asset for the Planning Development Department this last quarter. You may be the fastest person to ever get Employee of the Quarter. I don't know. I've only been here 5 months, so I don't know, but in my tenure. I was actually on the Planning Commission when Stacy was hired, and I could tell you her smile and her work ethic was very evident in all of us, and I know it was to Libby as well. So. In June, the Planning and Development Department had staffing issues that resulted in Stacy manning the workload single-handedly. During the month of July, Stacy continued serving both the role of Secretary and Planning Technician. When temporary help was hired, she provided training and direction to the temp employee in addition to her other responsibilities. Stacy's been a great resource for Planning and Development Interim Director Tommy Paradise as he went through the onboarding experience. She has provided Tommy with guidance on the operation of the department. Stacy has also established relationships with people in various departments that she could call and get questions answered for Tommy. Stacy's been the glue that has kept the Planning Department working to provide services to this community. Stacy's a tremendous asset to the Planning Department in the City of North Augusta. And on behalf of the council and everyone, I just want to recognize you as Employee of the Quarter and thank you for your dedicated service in a short period of time. We want to keep it up. Okay? Thank you. All right, we're going to move to unfinished business. Item number 6, ordinance number 2021-15 to amend the zoning map of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina by rezoning plus or minus 3.67 acres of land owned by Felix Daniel Mackey, Aiken County Tax Parcel number 006 05-01-024 from R14 large lot single family to R5 mixed residential. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Carpenter first, and do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Brooks. Anything you'd like to add to this, Mr. Clifford?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So this ordinance, as well as the following ordinance, 2021-16, which is for 48.42 acres, are linked. These are items for the Mackey property that is on Martintown Road, and then abuts against Knobcone for the larger portion. And so ultimately, the Mackey family pursued a change to the zoning to become R5. This has been discussed in a previous council meeting as well as study session. The council previously voted 7-0 on this ordinance, and the staff recommendation is the same. It's unchanged. We've had no new information come to light between the previous reading and this reading. So staff recommendation is the same, that you would approve this ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion? All right, here none. I'll take a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item 7, ordinance number 2021-16 to amend the zoning map of the city of North Augusta, South Carolina by rezoning plus or minus 48.42 acres of land owned by Felix Daniel Mackey and Forrest Thomas Mackey, Aiken County tax parcel number 006-05-01-001 from R14 large lot single family to R5 mixed residential. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Presnell.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. McGee. Anything you'd like to add to this, Ms. Clifford?
No, Mr. Mayor, I believe my comments earlier covered both ordinance requests.
Okay, thank you. Any citizen comments on this ordinance? Okay, any council discussion? Okay, here none. I'll take a vote. All in favor? And that is a yes unanimously. Thank you. And now to new business. Ordinance number 2021-17, adopting a budget for fiscal year 2022 containing estimates of proposed revenue and expenditures by the city of North Augusta, South Carolina for the budget year beginning January 1st, 2022, and declaring that same shall constitute the budget of the year, constitute the budget of the city of North Augusta for such budget year. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on first reading?
So moved.
Mr. Brooks, second.
Second.
Ms. Carpenter, thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So this item on your agenda, items number 8, 9, and 10, all under finance, are also linked to the budget. And so what you have before you as the council for the first reading is our 2022 fiscal budget. We crafted this budget with input from council members. This has been open for public comment for the requisite period of time, and then has been finally presented in a study session, with this being the first reading of the ordinance. And again, what this budget does, it locks in the millage rate at our current millage rate, which has an effective increase of 3.3 mils for citizens. So the value, their mill doesn't change, but the value of the mill goes up, so it has a slight increase for our homeowners here in the city. But ultimately what that does is pays for a cost of living increase for city employees. It also provides for 3 new employees, and also deals with the inflationary pressures that we have specifically for fuel for both public safety and sanitation as our large drivers of gasoline costs. So that's what this budget provides for, in addition to our LED lighting project for our city-owned poles, which transit between downtown and Riverside Village. So we were able to do a number of things with this budget. As with all budgets, we were not able to incorporate all of the citizen nor council requests, but we balanced those with the requirements. And the last thing to note with this budget is it significantly increases our outlay into the capital projects fund, which was recommended by our financial council earlier in the year as we talked about our overall the financial ratings. So I think this covers a lot of the major requirements that we have before us, and I think this is a solid budget with which the city can operate going forward, and it is a staff recommendation that the council considers and approves this ordinance.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion?
I'd like to thank the staff for their hard work on, and input on this budget. I'm happy to say that, in essence, your taxes are not going up in reality. So I think it's a great budget. We're recognizing our employees as well with some cost of living increase, some additional merit money. So it's a good budget, as far as I'm concerned, and I will support it.
Anybody else? Okay, hearing no other discussion, I'll take a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. And that's yes unanimously. Thank you. Ordinance number 9, ordinance number 20, number 9, ordinance number 2021-18, levying the annual tax on property in the city of North Augusta, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on first reading?
Move.
Mr. Presnell, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. McCauley, thank you. And anything in addition that you didn't share last time, Ms. Clifford?
Mr. Mayor, for the newer council members and for the audience at home, this is a separate requirement upon the council to levy the annual tax on the citizens. So just by passing the budget in of itself is not sufficient. You have to have a separate ordinance moving forward on the annual tax. So this is hand in glove, if you will, with the previous ordinance, and these are linked.
Okay, very good. Any citizen comments on this one? Okay, how about any council discussion? Only thing I'm just going to say, I just feel it's important. I think this shows that this council is being a good fiduciary of citizens' money. This is like anything we do personally. When I talk to clients about discussions about different buckets of money, clients who spend everything they make without building up short-term money or anything for longer term, they get behind the 8 ball. And I think our goal as our city is to be able to purchase and do improvements based off our capital projects as much as possible versus always having to count on the 1 cent local option sales tax, which is a great source. But we do have to have various sources, and our mindset of putting money away now to help with future costs, I think is very prudent. I think it's very positive for the city, and I'm very appreciative of staff of being able to look at how we can do that, and for this council in being supportive. The old saying, charity begins at home, and I think right now we've got to build our coffers here, and this allows us to do that. So I'm very positive about this aspect of it. So I just wanted to get that out there on record. Anything else from anybody? All right, hearing nothing else, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous.
Mayor, if I can say just one thing, the young man that,
You missed it.
I missed it, so I can't say it now. All right.
I do. We can.
All right. Well, the young man that was speaking has left, and I wish he was here, that talked about the budget. But we do give things like Best Friend Express, because that's one of his concerns of transportation in this city for people who don't have cars. And we do give $4,500 a year to the Best Friend. Now, of course, the key to it, you have to call and set it up. They do have certain stops, but you can call and say, I have I need to get from Aiken to North Augusta or vice versa, and they will take you. So, and it's all during the day. So I know that maybe is inconvenience for people, but we do help support that, and I think that's very important.
Very good, thank you. All right, Item number 10, ordinance number 2021-19, amending Article 4, Section 14-123, titled Sanitation Services Fees of the City Code of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on first reading?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Presnell, a second. All right, Ms. Carpenter. Anything about this, Ms. Clifford, you'd like to share?
We had discussed this in the study session, Mr. Mayor and council members. There is a slight sanitation fee increase for commercial and residential, but quite frankly, it's a very small increase on a monthly basis. And again, this is also a requirement for the council to pass as an ordinance for setting the rates for sanitation through the city for the next fiscal year.
Any citizen comments? Okay. Any council discussion? Not hearing any, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item number 11, Engineering Public Works, Resolution number 2021-43, authorizing a professional services contract for construction engineering and inspection services for the Knob Cone Avenue Sidewalk and the Greenway Extension, Woodstone and Mayfield projects. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Brooks.
Second.
Mr. McGee, thank you. Anything you want to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Well, as I've learned in city government, working with DOT, nothing is super easy. And so there are a number of interesting requirements that are there to put a sidewalk in. And so ultimately, Tom Zeser, our Director of Engineering and Public Works, has been working with the DOT staff, and this is one of the requirements that we have to move forward on a sidewalk project. So staff recommendation is approval for this resolution so we can move forward on these professional services as one of a few items that's required by DOT for us to move forward on this project.
Thank you. Any citizen comments? Any council discussion? All right, hear none. Was that were you? Oh, okay. Playing with your finger. Hear none, not hearing any. I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. And then item 12, permit, resolution number 2021-44 to authorize the issuing of a parade permit to North Augusta Lions Club to conduct the 2021 Christmas parade on Sunday, December the 5th, 2021. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
All right, Ms. McCauley.
Second.
Was that Mr. Presnell?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you'd like to share, Mr. Clifford?
No, this is a great way to end our formal staff presentation for tonight, which is a bit of goodwill for the Lions Club and for the citizens of North Augusta for the Christmas parade, which I know everybody is going to look forward to.
Thank you. Any citizen comments? If you would just state your name and address for the record.
Tara Carroll, North Augusta Chamber of Commerce, 406 West Avenue.
Nice to see you,
And I'm
Ms.
also
Carroll.
here on behalf of the North Augusta Lions Club to thank you all for approving our permit. We're excited to have the parade. Our theme this year is a Disney theme, is what we had last year, and weren't able to move forward with that. It is our 40th annual Christmas parade, so we hope you all will join us in that parade as well. And our grand marshals for this year's parade are the girls basketball team from North Augusta High
Awesome.
School.
Fantastic. Well done.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tara.
That's great. I had a chance to speak to the Lions Club last week, and you know, that is the first civic club in the city of North Augusta. It is amazing. So just what they have done for this community and taking over the Lions. I mean, the Christmas parade, and to get that back again this year downtown, and being able to see people out and about is going to be really exciting. So that's good stuff.
Now I gotta ask Terry, you said this was the 40th, is that with the
Lions Club.
Lions Club? But we were way, because I remember as a little girl now. They say, I know I'm not, wasn't 31, but, okay, so 40 with the Lions Club, okay. I was getting ready, she was wrong my age here or something. Okay.
Say, Tara, thank you for all your work with that. I know you tried to make it happen last year. I know me and you had talked about it, and it was a hard decision for the Lions Club, but thank you so much. I'm sure many people in this area are looking forward to getting back some normalcy here.
Any other discussion from council? No? Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to address this to Mr. Clifford. With the approval of the Greenway extension for Mayfield Drive, are we working on plans to extend the Greenway to the property that we own at the country club?
I would tell you right now, Councilman, I have no active plans that involve eminent domain or moving the Greenway through property. If you look at the map there where it comes out on Mayfield, and if you drew a straight line or even a semi-straight line to get to the country club property, as we call it, that would require us cutting through a number of residential areas. I would say that what we could certainly consider is potential bike lane or something along those lines from where it pops out to Mayfield to get to the country club property, but we've not had any formal discussions as of yet about that, but we can certainly add that to our planning factors.
Thank you.
And I believe the country club property is something that we'll likely discuss in a strategic planning offsite next year.
Thank you.
So, if there's no other discussion about this, I'm gonna ask for a vote for this permit, so all in favor? And that is unanimous. Fantastic. You're excited about it, aren't you? No, that's all right, no, it's all right, no. I do that if it was something really serious. Okay. That's all right, that's all right. Okay, any administrative reports?
Mr. Mayor, I would just like to remind the council that we had to cancel the field trip, if you will, to Travelers Rest. And I am currently working with the administrator at Travelers Rest for an alternate series of dates that may fall on a Friday or actually may fall on a Monday, and do that in lieu of a study session. So that is something that we're working now, but I will owe dates back to the mayor and council on our way ahead, hopefully to do that in the month of November.
Okay, great. All right, this is item 14, presentations, communications, recognition of visitors. So at this point, this is a time for citizens may speak to mayor and city council regarding any matters not on this agenda. So is anybody out there that has anything they'd like to share? This is a great opportunity. Okay, so, and then the last thing is council comments. So before, I only have one thing, so is there anything anybody has good for the order? This is opportunity to share. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a couple of questions for Tommy. And I seem like I've got all excited. I know we saw the teas coming. Did y'all see the sign out? Everybody saw it. Now, what about Old Davenport Restaurant? You know, that was on Facebook yesterday. They have announced, it sounds like a restaurant, is it? Let's get
The
down.
True's on that.
Huh?
The True's on that.
Yeah, the True's on it, right, but it was somebody else.
Okay.
It wasn't the True's. It didn't sound like they were, who is it?
Tara knows.
I was, pull that if you don't mind 1 minute, I can't. So we go in and sit down and eat, or, okay. Well, that's exciting for downtown North Augusta. I mean, that is, get down, go to town, okay?
Pat's
When it
right.
opens, we'll let Pat buy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
bye,
I love
everybody.
it. Now
All
you're
of you,
talking.
come on now.
That's good. All
Gonna
right.
charge it to law firm, Zier Law Firm.
Okay. Is there anything, you got another question? You good? Everybody? Okay. And last thing I'll say again, deadline end of the month for the river event. So if you haven't done your survey, everybody on council, I expect you've done that. I know I done mine. So do that river event survey.
I'm sorry, I thought we wasn't supposed to do it, so that's why.
You're a citizen, you can do it, because you'd have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't think we were supposed
you
to do
can,
something.
yeah,
Oh, well,
we can do it. You're a citizen. You're not, you don't have anything to do with this event. The committee's deciding that, so yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. So unless Mr. Zero tells me different, we're gonna go with that. All right, if there's nothing else, then we thank everybody for being here, and we stand adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.